Do you want to make sure that you're always making the right decisions? Do you feel like sometimes you just can't make the right decision no matter how much you think about it, no matter how much you try, no matter how badly or desperately you feel like you need to make the right choice? It seems impossible. Maybe you feel like no matter what you choose, it's always wrong. You can't make a good decision to save your life, and it's frustrating, and you've had enough, and you want to change the cycle. You want to break out of it, and you want to be a confident decision maker. You want to be a leader. You want to be someone that people can rely on to make good choices, and you want to make extraordinary choices for yourself and for your life and for your family and for your friends and everybody around you's benefit. You really, really want to make a difference, and you have good intentions. However, it seems like the decision-making skill just isn't there. Well, first of all, the most important thing to realize is that it is exactly that, a skill. And the major one that will dictate the entire course of your life. And look, if you don't get good at decision making, if you don't make good choices, inevitably, you will end up with a lot of problems, and you will put yourself at a disadvantage, and you will hurt yourself and the people around you. I used to make terrible decisions. I used to make decisions that were short-sighted. I was just focusing on what felt good right then and there, and I wasn't thinking long-term. I used to make decisions that were kind of spontaneous and stupid, and I would put myself in dumb situations where I had to fight uphill to get myself out of it. And one thing that you have to realize is that that skill is linked to your identity. So if your identity is that of somebody who makes poor decisions, then you will continue to make poor decisions over and over and over again. You have to break out of that pattern by realizing that you aren't somebody who just makes bad decisions or can't make a decision or is indecisive. This is a bullshit, absolute bullshit mindset that you've bought into, to think that you are someone who is somehow limited. Personality can be changed. You can grow. You can develop yourself. You're not stuck. You're not a tree, right? You're not stuck in the ground. No offense to trees, by the way. Just saying, you are not stuck. You are not trapped, and you don't have to be the same person you are today for the rest of your life. Like at all. You could be completely different 1 year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Your life will likely change drastically if you make an effort, if you do something about it. However, of course, if you resign to your fate and you say, well, look, I mean, this is just who I am, so, oh, I'm somebody who can't make good decisions, and derp, 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 and that's just me, oh, woe is me, and my life sucks. And everything I do is wrong, and I can't make anybody happy. And you know how many times I've heard that from somebody, and then they turn their lives around, they shift completely, all of a sudden they're confident, every choice seems right, it's like they can't make a mistake, no matter if they try, they're just on a roll, momentum is high, and I've experienced that myself. I used to identify with, oh, I don't know what the right thing is, oh, I don't know what anything is, I'm just, I don't know. That's lazy. It really is. Saying I don't know, saying, oh, it's not, I can't decide, I don't know what the right thing is. Lazy, lazy, lazy. Now, I'm not saying that to hurt you or to tell you that you're a bad person. I get it. I sympathize, I empathize. I was that person. And I wish somebody would have, snapped me out of it a lot quicker. It would have saved me a lot of pain. So hopefully, if you're even a little bit in that trance, this will snap you out of it, and you'll realize, look, this is just a story you're telling yourself. Maybe some other people told you, hey, you're just bad at decision making, you shouldn't be allowed to decide, you don't make good choices, etc. Maybe you picked a bad movie at some point with your friend group, and that started the spiral. It could be the littlest thing. But you don't have to let that rule your life. Don't let it. Don't let it control the rest of your experience. 1 moment, 10 moments, 50 moments, where you pick the wrong thing and then bad things happen does not equal you being a bad decision maker, does not you equal being indecisive. Do not buy into that crap. Realize that you are much stronger than that, and you have so much more in you, and you are capable of great, incredible things. You can make a true difference in the world, on the people around you. It doesn't have to be that you change billions of people's lives. It could just be the 5 closest friends you have, your family, your loved ones. So look, change the identity. Realize that, hey, I'm not a bad decision maker. I'm not indecisive. It's just a skill that I haven't developed very well. And now it's time to start practicing the skill. But we can't do that if you don't get rid of your fear of errors. See, a lot of people have fear of failure, but it's also connected to just making mistakes in general. Any error, any little wrong move, one step in the wrong direction, all of a sudden they're judging themselves. I want you to make mistakes. Lots of them. It's fine. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person or that you're somebody who's not capable of something. Falling over is how you get good. Making more decisions is what will make you good at decisions. And the more bad decisions you make, the more you know what not to do, the better you can choose what is right. So if you just have a plethora of choices that you're making all the time, well, eventually, it's brilliant because you're gonna get good. Here's a little trick that's gonna help you out a lot to improve your decision making. Anytime somebody asks you a question about what you want or where you would like to go or any form of opinion of yours that they'd like to hear, never, make a rule, never say, oh, what do you want? Answer the question. Just make that rule. Answer the question no matter what. Don't deflect. Don't ask the other person. Don't try to gain approval from them. But what do you think would work? Make your statement first. Be okay with being wrong because you'll learn from that way more than you would by playing it safe. The biggest mistake that I used to make and that I see people who are indecisive or make a lot of bad decisions make is that they will just say things like, well, I don't know, what do you think? What do you think? No, what do you think? Don't flip it. Don't twist it. Don't try to escape it. Say what you think. Make a decision then and there. Choose. Say, I want to go here. I want to do this. I think this is the right thing. And if you're wrong, so be it. Don't be obsessed with this. The fear of errors. Let it go. Let it go. Allow yourself to fail. Allow yourself to fall over. Because it hurts, yes, but you learn and you grow. And the biggest problem is when you're trying to stay in your little comfort zone. Oh, I'm the little indecisive, I don't know, right? And then you can just whine and feel shitty and complain to yourself and feel bad and then kind of wallow in it and then feel guilty, but then also kind of some level of shame is in that. I mean, it's just a whole cocktail of crappiness. You don't deserve to feel that way. Why would you let yourself feel that way? Would you let your best friend feel that way? Would you just say, yeah, just go ahead, feel crappy? Treat yourself like your own best friend. This isn't okay. This isn't okay for you to sit there and feel bad over this little thing, this little mistake. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I remember I used to make a purchase, right? For my business or personal, right? I would just buy something. And then I would say, I spent money on this, I don't like it, what am I gonna do? And I would freak out. And then that would keep me from trying things that I maybe needed or that could be useful for my growth and my expansion, right? Just having a better quality of life. And here's the thing about that. There's no point sitting there thinking, is this gonna work? You have to try stuff. And so what I did is I made a decision in my mind. I said, hey, look, I'm just gonna try it. And if it doesn't work, I'll either sell it secondhand, I'll return it. There's some way for me to get rid of the thing. It's fine, I can just try it out. No big deal, even if I take a loss on it, whatever. You know what's worse than taking a loss on an item is sitting there spending 2 years, I'm exaggerating, but let's say at the very least I would spend 2 weeks researching and thinking. I remember making a smartphone purchase decision that I spent like a year thinking about. complete, just absolute nonsense. Why? Now, I don't know if you're to that extreme. I used to be. But whatever level of indecisiveness you have, however much you hesitate and overthink and overanalyze the situation, my suggestion is, again, whenever you have the opportunity to make a decision, just make one and then live with the consequences and deal with it afterwards. Try to make more decisions quicker. Try to make bigger decisions a little bit quicker too, because it'll force you to not think so much. Just take the most essential knowledge that you have, apply it quickly, and then move on. Now you'll spend less time in limbo, hurting yourself, by the way, because limbo is just not good for anybody. Nobody wants to sit in this and just, think, don't know what I'm gonna do, keep being indecisive, still not choosing, still feeling bad about myself. It's just not good. You're not winning in any way, nor is anybody around you. So the quicker you quit that limbo and you just move and you make a mistake, that's fine. Now you learn, now you grow, now you expand, okay? Really, really crucial. Don't sit in limbo. Move, progress, grow, make some mistakes. Plenty of them, over and over and over. It's a good thing. Don't judge yourself for that. Don't, push on your self-esteem and say, oh, well, you did this wrong. No, great, I did this wrong. I learned from it. What did I learn? This. Okay, good, we're done. Let's move on. Let's move forward, let's grow. This is really dear to my heart because I see so many people just think, is this right? Should I do this? Business clients all the time. Did I pick the right niche? Should I switch niches? Look, just get customers. See if you like them, help them, and then learn and go from there. Get experience. No, but I'm not sure. Is this the right one? There is no right one. There is never a right one. That's the whole problem with this. It's a broken paradigm. Everything is subjective. You don't know what's right. You can't know what's right. You can't project and predict the future. What are you? You can't foresee what's going to happen. This isn't some clairvoyant class or training, so unless you're in that category, that's a whole different thing. So look, I really want you to understand that you are gaining power each time you make a decision because you're building momentum, you're not hesitating. And this might sound trivial to someone who doesn't struggle with this. But you know that even if you have the slightest problem making the right decisions, this is, it's painful. And you hold on and you try to protect yourself. And what are we really doing? We're outcome dependent. OD. Outcome dependent. And it's almost like OD is an overdose because really, it's a drug. It's like this thing that you'll get, and you got to make sure that you get it, and it's a feeling of validation and approval, and like you made the right choice. But this is the whole problem. This is the issue that will keep you from actually executing what I just shared with you, because you so badly need the approval. That's what's at the core for most of us that struggle with decision making. And I've gotten better and better over the years because I let go of my outcome dependence. What that means is I relax into knowing that if I'm doing the process and I'm doing the right process, most importantly, not the wrong process, of course, then I can trust that over time, everything will pan out, it'll work out, it'll be good. I don't have to worry about whether or not I'll get what I want and I'll feel good and I'll be validated. I can just trust that, hey, I'm following a process that I know is proven and it has worked. And what I'm sharing with you here is not something that, came up over the last couple of years. This is ancient stuff. This is very basic, but it's fundamental and powerful in that way. You don't need some advanced trick or technique. You can apply the trick of always make a decision and don't deflect and all of that good stuff, but at the end of the day, doing this is really very simple and a very clean process. And if you follow it, you'll improve. But if you don't, and you keep focusing on this stuff right here, then you're gonna have a lot of problems. And you're gonna run into more and more issues because what happens is the more outcome dependent you are, the worse it gets for you. Because the more you need the right thing to happen as a result of your decision, the more difficult it is because you can't micromanage and manipulate everything. It's impossible. You're just a human being. You only have what's in your control, how you behave, how you show up, what you say, right? These are things that you can control. And then you have the environment and everything else, which is not under your control. You can't control the weather, you can't control what other people think. You can influence, right? Don't forget, you can influence, but you can't control. And letting go of that control and letting go of this dumb pattern that plagues so many people, it's really life-changing. Because what happens is you go from needing this thing to happen so that you can feel good about yourself to just feeling good about yourself because you're following the right process. See, when you do this and you follow the right process and you build that skill, you build real self-esteem. You start to really genuinely love yourself and trust yourself to continue to do the right thing. And you'll start being able to tell what the right thing is more intuitively, more effortlessly. I can tell you that because that's exactly what I experience now. And if I go back 5, 6, 7, 8 years, everything was very difficult and everything was very dependent on the outcome of what I did. So say, somebody asked me if I wanted to go to a party or if I wanted to go hang out. If I said yes and had a bad time, I would feel horrible about myself. I'd say, oh my God, you're so stupid. Why did you go? Right? And then if I did go and I had a good time, oh, you're great. That's amazing. So my emotions were swinging like this. But once I started not being outcome dependent, no matter what experience I had, I just went, yes, that's cool. I made the decision. I saw what happened. I learned this. That's good. I wasn't flying up and down anymore. See, you don't want this. Crazy. This is bad. Very, very bad. The more you fly up and down, the worse it gets. Because these emotional spikes and lows, they just mess with you so much and they make you so needy and desperate. And the more you fly up and down, the worse it gets. And the more you hold a steady line, the more you build that skill. Because now you're focused on actually improving and you're not trying to just have these wild emotional experiences. You're not looking for the outcome dependence anymore. And that's incredible. It's freeing. It's liberating, truly. I mean that. So look, apply this, use this. And if you enjoyed it, drop me a like and let me know with a comment. And hey, if you want some personal help, you want to talk to me one-on-one, you want to see how I can help you achieve your goals, become a better decision maker, build your ideal life, just go on over to erafael.com. If you go to erafael.com, then you can book a free one-on-one call with me. And we'll talk, we'll see how I can help you, and if it's a good fit, we can work together in an awesome program. Hope that you enjoyed the vid. I'll catch you on the next one.